I'm glad you can make it today to Barre. So let's start by setting our posture, feet under hips. Lift up through those legs. Start to engage the inner thighs as though you were drawing your legs together. Lift the rib cage up off the waist. Engage the core and that space that you've made. Roll your shoulders back. Drop the back of your head over the back of your spine. Level your chin. Really feel that balanced weight there. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Let's start with a warm up. Feet super wide in your second position. So feet are at a 45-degree angle, but we're not going to do a plie. We are going to do a squat this time. So in a plie, we come straight down. In a squat, we are going to push those glutes behind us. So let's just start with a squat here. And then we will progress. Squat, squat, pushing that booty behind, keeping those legs wide, feet open, lots of room for those glutes to push behind you. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay down here, feet on, hands on the floor. If you can keep them there, straighten the legs, squat, straighten, squat. If your hands need to lift up, that's fine. Nice straight back. Top of the head is reaching forward rather than dropping down, but not craning your neck to look up. Just a nice long back, pushing that booty behind. Knees stay nice and balanced over those ankles. 4, 3, 2, hold here. You can bring your upper body up. Try to lift your upper body up as much as you can. Lift, 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 booty behind. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up. Nice job. Sorry, that was quads, but it was also inner thighs. Standing straight up. Let's reach those arms overhead, locking your hips in place. Bring your rib cage up and over to one side, up and over. So bending at the waist, not the hips, just a little bit of an ab warm up here. You should feel the core engage. Feel those obliques working. Up and over. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's get our weights coming into this upper body work. We're going to start with our port de bras, our carriage of the arms. So set that posture, coming into your first position, right toe on the floor, open that right knee, left toe on the floor, open the left knee, feel the turnout coming all the way up to the hips. Zip up those inner thighs, roll the shoulders back, open to the front, side, up, side, front, and down. Nice job. Good control. You can have a nice soft elbow bend here. Shoulders stay away from the ears. Beautiful, you guys. Just enjoy making nice shapes with your arms while happening to also work on those muscles. Pushing the shoulder blades down the back, keeping them tucked in your back pocket. That will engage the back and keep the shoulders down. Up, center, up, out, center, and down. Up, out, up, out, center, and down. Nice big open chest here on that open to the second position arms. One more like this. And let's just do the top half. Out, up, out, center, out, up, out, center. Nice strong core, not swaying back and forth, staying in the same place and space. Hopefully those little weights have started to feel a little heavier at this point. 2 more sets. Last set. And down. All right, we did a little work for our back there. Let's increase that. We're going to come into a fly. So feet are parallel, soft bend of the knee, hinge from the hip, no booty out, no booty in, nice straight spine. Roll those shoulders back, keep those shoulder blades down the back, bring those arms up into our fly, a reverse fly. Squeezing the shoulder blades at the top. Squeeze. Nice. Really feel the work happening in the back. Strong engaged core to protect your spine. Not letting that lower back sag down in a sway back. Squeeze. And squeeze. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay up here. Now we pulse, pulse, pulse. That pulse is just a squeeze of the shoulder blades. The arms are only moving incidentally as you squeeze those shoulder blades together for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Nice job. Let's do some shoulder work here. Big in and out. Feet parallel, hip distance, lifting up through that body. We're going to take those arms up and around and bring them back. Feeling your shoulder blade engage throughout that movement, squeezing those arms behind, going behind the level of your shoulder. So really getting in there. Big movement. 4, 3, 2. Last one. We're going to do the same movement, arms to the side, little up and overs. So keeping those arms up parallel with the shoulders. We're not doing circles, we're doing up and overs. Again, trying to get almost a little bit behind the shoulder. If that puts pressure on your shoulder, don't do it. But if it just gives you work in your chest, especially while we're up here, to go behind the shoulder, get that range of motion. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them down. Nice. That was a lot for the shoulders. Let's come to the triceps. Again, we are going to be in our skier position, soft knees, hinging from the hip, roll the shoulder blades back. This time, use that roll to lift the hands up above the booty, and we're going to pulse, pulse, pulse in the air. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Nice job. Not letting the head drop. Nice. Straight line from the top of the head down to the tailbone. Open chest, shoulder blades close together in the center of your back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbows up, up, up. Little bend of the arm, elbows pointing straight up to the sky. Bringing those arms as close to the body as they can comfortably be, keeping those weights up above the glutes if you can. So pushing those shoulders up to the ceiling. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's finish with a full tricep press. So bending the elbow, push it back up. When you come to that top, really push as high as you can. Feel the work happening in the back of the arm. Push it up. Push for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. All right, let's finish it off with some quick biceps. Feet in parallel. Roll the shoulders back, bringing those arms up to parallel with the floor. We're going to pulse, pulse, pulse. Just a little up and down. Holding those little weights. Lift the top of the head up toward the ceiling. Feeling tall. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open to the side. Elbows are right next to the rib cage. Chest is open. Nice little pulse here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring arms back to center this time. Reach those arms out in front of you, elbows away from the body. Pulse, pulse, pulse. A little bit more challenge, a little bit more unstable. No support from the body. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open to the side. Make sure those elbows are away from the body. Continue that pulse. Nice shoulders down away from the ears. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You made it. Put your weights to the side. Get out your chair or go to your banister or wall or whatever you're using for a bar. We're going to start with some chair squats. So feet together. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Keeping them together and keeping that tension on the inner thigh, pushing all the way back. So trying to keep the knees right above the ankles, not letting them push forward over the toes, pushing back. Nice. Really deep squat. Big push with the booty. If you're at a banister or something fixed, try to push all the way back and keeping your head and shoulders up. That's kind of anatomically impossible to do if you don't have support for your upper body. But if we had our bar, that's what we'd be doing. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay down here and we pulse, pulse, pulse. See if you can bring your arms up overhead. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Inner thighs still squeezed together. Booty pushed way behind. Pulse, pulse, pulse. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly rise it up. Squeeze those glutes all the way up. Yes. Okay. You will need a paper plate or glider, preferably. If you're on a hard floor, you can put on a sock, something that is going to let you rotate on that foot. We're going to do our arabesque rotate front to back. So we start in our first position. Glider is under the foot that is next to the bar. Lift that body all the way up. Open out the arm to second position. Sweep the outside leg up keeping that turnout in the leg, so not letting it rotate foot to the sky, staying at this height. So it doesn't matter how tall it is. What matters is that when we rotate, it stays at the same height. So rotating front to back on that glider or suck or whatever it is you have that will slide on your surface. The leg doesn't rotate with you, it rotates through the hip socket as we come front to back, keeping that leg up with control. Nice. Working the standing glute in particular, but also working the side of the glute here with this leg that's up in the air. Nice, beautiful posture throughout. 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to the front, pulse, pulse, pulse. Get that leg pulsing up, up, up. Strong standing leg. You want a straight line, heel, hip, shoulder, not letting that hip stick out over toward the bar. We've got our bar here for balance. So don't try to contort your body to maintain that balance. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Switching to the other side. Foot that is next to your bar has the glider. Coming into our first position, arm out in second for support. Sweep that front leg out, leave it there. Rotate and rotate. Since this leg that's in the air got so much work, when it was the standing leg, it should already be feeling it. The work it takes to maintain that position. Working through the side of the glute and the hip. Rotate and rotate. Nice job. Nice posture, keeping that head and shoulders up. Try not to bow forward at the waist. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to the front. Arm up, pulse, pulse, pulse. Again, head and shoulders straight up to the sky. Strong engaged core. Pulse, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot down, glider to the side. We will use it again in a minute. Coming now to face the bar, standing straight up. Feet are parallel, bend one knee, knees are aligned. You can flex the foot if you'd like, staying tall and lifted, coming into a standing fire hydrant, not lifting this hip up, keeping the hip down, keeping those knees in line, that back foot pushed behind you, strong engaged core, feel the work happening in this hip. Lift, lift, lift. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that knee up, circle forward. Little circle, hip down, knee up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle back, circle, circle, circle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Nice. Shake out those hips. Let's get ready to do the other side. Feet parallel, strong and lifted. Bend the other knee. Flex the foot, keeping those knees in line. Lift up into that fire hydrant. Lift and lift. Nice job. Standing tall. Maintaining that hip alignment, not opening up the hip to the side to get more height. We want to have our muscles engaged here, not use geometry to get more height. Lift, lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay lifted, circle to the front. Circle, circle, circle. Keeping both the knee and the foot lifted high. Hip push down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle back. Circle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that foot down, shake out those hips. That's one of those small movements that ends up being a lot. Coming back to this glider, we're going to do standing lateral lunges. We are going to bend the standing knee and glide this foot with a straight leg. So coming down into a squat, drag that foot in. Push it out, drag it in. Lots of weight on this gliding foot on the way in so that we can work those inner thighs. Drag. It should be hard to get it back in. It's pretty easy to just kind of walk it in, but dragging it is another matter. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch to the other side. I'm going to come into a variation after this. So pushing the booty back, sliding back in. Standing knee bends, big push. Getting as much distance as you can. In. Nice squeeze. 4, 3, 2. Last one, draw it in. Okay, we're gonna put the glider to the side. We're gonna come down into the steep squat. Tendu, in, tendu. Squat down in there, staying in the squat, tendu. Step out, come through. In, out, duck under. In, out, duck under. Nice. Duck under, keep that up. There's someone at the door who is not to be deterred. Hi. Yes. Oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, sorry about that. In and under, out, in, out, and under, out, in, out, and under. 2 more. Under, out, in, out, and under. Nice. Let's finish at the bar with some attitude to arabesque. So coming into our first position again, we're going to arm out for balance. Back leg coming into our arabesque. So the knee is lifted, The hip will lift. I'm sorry, this is our attitude. The hip will lift in our attitude, and then we're going to rotate to the arabesque. Lift to the attitude, rotate back to the arabesque. Lift and centered. Lift and centered. Really trying to keep that leg at about the same height. Again, doesn't matter what height. What matters is how hard you're working to be consistent. Lift, back to closed. Effacé, closed. Nice. Really feeling the squeeze in the side of that glute. Building up those muscles. Standing leg is working too. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. First position. Arm up. Lift into your attitude. Lift that hip. Arabesque, close it up. Lift and close. Lift and close. So we are just lifting the hip, trying to keep the shoulders facing toward the front of the room. So there's a little bit of a twist happening in your body. Lift. Lift and center. 4, 3, 2, 1, and down at the bar. Nice job. Grab your mat for our core series. We're going to start with some bird dog. So we'll be on hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Why don't we drop our spine, drop our shoulders. Feel how slumped this is. Now lift up through the shoulders. Straighten that spine by pulling in your lower belly and feel the difference in your posture. We're going to stay this lifted throughout. We're going to start with a push back with the leg. So optional, lift the the left arm, and then push back with the right leg. Push that heel back. You're driving it back and up. We're maintaining the hips square, shoulders square, so we're not twisting like we were in our attitude. Driving that heel up and behind you. Not lifting up so much that it starts to flex your back. Use your core to protect, lift from below. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that hand down, leave the leg up. We're gonna do a sweep of the leg. Again, keeping the hips square. This is like our standing fire hydrant where we're using the muscle to open that leg rather than body mechanics. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down, push back onto your knees, roll your wrists, get ready to work the other side. Coming back down. Again, collapse everything, collapse those shoulders, collapse the lower back, lift up through the shoulders, engage the core. This time, right arm, left leg, pushing that leg up and behind. Feel the glute work on that push, push. This is a great exercise to do if you have a resistance band at home with your resistance band. But it's also great even without any extra resistance. Push, push for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that hand, leg parallel, open, cross, open, cross. Try not to let that leg drop down toward the floor. For 8, 7, 6, keeping that hip aligned. 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Push back into a child's pose really quick. Big toes together, knees apart, reaching forward with the hands. A little bit of a stretch on that lower back. And now let's come onto the back to do some crunches. Feet in frog position. So feet are together, knees are open, trying to keep them pressed down and open, keeping the heels as close to the glutes as you can. Fingertips touching your ears or arms crossing your chest. Just a simple crunch here. Lifting head and shoulders up toward the ceiling. So think about nose going straight up rather than chin tucking toward the chest. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse, 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 pulse. Head and shoulders staying up, belly button pressing down, lower abs engaged, upper abs working hard. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach those arms forward. Head and shoulders up off the mat, legs still open. Lift, lift. Just a little lift of those feet and a tap back down to the mat. Staying up here in this crunched position. This should be hard. Lift, lift, lift. Keeping those lower abs pressed down. Spine should have its natural curve, but should not be popping way up in a bridge. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug those knees. Rock side to side. Get ready to roll over into a plank. Roll over those knees. Coming into our plank. We're going to be in an elbow plank. I'm going to give myself some extra padding. You can be on knees or toes. If you're on knees, you want a straight line, knee, hip, shoulder, not booty up in the air. If you're on toes, same thing, straight line, heel, hip, shoulder. We're going to come into our plank rainbow. So we actually are going to pop that booty up and come to hover over the side. Pop the booty up and hover. Not dropping the head, nice neutral head here. Nice. Rainbow. Rainbow. for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold this plank, level that booty, push the heels back if you're on your toes. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming to our backs for our last core exercise. We're going to be on the back. You can take your thumbs and put them underneath your glutes. Head and shoulders stay on the mat for now. Extending those legs working together. We're going to do some little circles, one direction. Now you can, if you would like, lift head and shoulders up off the mat. That brings a little more of the work to the upper abs, whereas if head and shoulders are down, almost all the work is happening in the lower abs. It just depends on where you want the work to be. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other direction circle. So those legs are hovering. If you need a little bit of a break from this, you can just, you can bring your knees to 90 degrees and do the circles at that knee bend. That takes a little bit of the pressure off while still keeping the work going. 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet down, take a little rest. We're going to do that same thing, except for really big circles. You'll have to really press down with your core to keep yourself balanced, not rolling side to side. So big circle. Lift those legs up and over. Feel the stabilizing work as you move all the way through this range of motion. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch directions. Switch. Big circle. Nice huge range of motion. For 4, 3, nice job, you guys. So close to done. 2, 1. Hug the knees. We made it. Let's start our stretch with a little happy baby, holding onto the thighs, calves, ankles, or the inside of the feet. Try to press the knees down into your armpits, trying to press the tailbone into the floor. You can rock side to side, opening, opening, opening those legs, trying to relax the muscles. And let's intensify that stretch by coming over into a down dog to a resting half pigeon. Hands under shoulders, tuck under those toes. Booty up and back behind you. Little hold here for a stretch down the back of the leg. Roll through the shoulders to drop the head down, and booty up and behind you. Trying to let the heels float to the mat. And now lift up that right leg, look between your hands, drop the knee between your hands. Walk that foot up a little bit closer to the front of the mat if you can. Step that back foot back probably about an inch. Lift up, a little back bend, looking up at the ceiling, and now reach forward, forward, forward. You can reach your hands forward, or you can use them as a pillow for your forehead. Rock your hips side to side and see if you can find where they are perfectly balanced. letting go of your muscles, letting your torso drape over those quads. And now hands under shoulders, tuck that back toe under, push the right leg up and bring it back to down dog. Lift the left leg up, drop that knee between the hands, step the right toes back if you need to. Look up, tiny back bend, and walk forward, forward, forward. Resting the forehead on the mat or on your arms if you can. Rock the hips side to side to find that perfect balance that gives you the maximum stretch in that glute and hip. This should feel really nice. And again, hands under shoulders, tuck the back toe, lift the body up, reaching that leg up, down into down dog, walk those toes up to the hands. Stay here in a forward fold to again get a stretch along the back of the legs. You can grab a yoga toe hold or rest the hands anywhere they're comfortable on the leg or the mat. And slowly roll up. At last, rolling those shoulders behind. Come into your super wide second position, power second position. Inhale, arms up. Exhale into a plie. This time head and shoulders are staying tall. We're coming down straight into that plie. One more time. Gentlemen, take your bow. Ladies, take your curtsy. Thank you for joining Barre class today. Hopefully I'll see you again next week.
Thank you so much. I will be super sore. That was great.